We just learned the truth about the Vikings master plan in regards to the Aaron Rodgers fallout, looking at where and why things went sideways. But first, we wish Justin Jefferson a very happy and historic 26th birthday. We're going to break down all of that in this episode of Vikings Digest. But first, if you're part of the nearly 76% of viewers who aren't yet subscribed, you want to stay up to date on all things Vikings, make sure to hit that subscribe button and the bell icon so you don't miss a single episode when they drop. And with that, let's hop straight into the first topic of the day, which is a happy and historic birthday Jettas. So the Minnesota Vikings put out a post today wishing Justin Jefferson a happy birthday, following it up with some stats on his receiving yards with every single milestone of his age since entering the league, bringing in the most receiving yards prior to turning 23, 24, 25, 26, and potentially 27 as well, with that one pending as it is loading for the upcoming season. And then the NFL took it a bit step further with their account, saying that the things that Jettas has done since before turning 26, the most 100 plus yard receiving games before the age of 26 in 34 games, most receiving yards ever by a player before turning 26, and the only player in NFL history with 7,000 plus yards in his first 5 seasons. I mean, it goes to say without saying much else that Justin Jefferson is an all-time talent and probably will go down as one of the greatest, if not the greatest, wide receiver of all time when it's all said and done. That is granted if he has a long-standing career and continues this production the way that he is on pace to be doing throughout his career. It seems like ever since he splashed into that week 3 game against Tennessee a few years ago during the COVID year, it has just been absolutely non-stop for him, just shattering records, shattering rookie records, sophomore records, third-year records, fourth-year records. Every record that he could smash, he's been smashing it, whether it's for the Minnesota Vikings franchise records, the NFL single game records, season records, or even all-time records. He is just continuing to climb that ladder and building his legacy further. The only thing that's missing from it, of course, is a Super Bowl ring, potentially an MVP if he gets into that conversation. We've seen with some players where if a wide receiver has a historic season like Jefferson could potentially have, we could see him break that receptions record potentially. Maybe the receiving yards one possibly more so, just because he tends to get those big chunk play passes that go for insane amount of yards. We saw a few of those last year, and he has that big play capability where he doesn't need a lot of catches to reach a ton of yards, but he gets them very fast and in very limited catches and gets a lot of touchdowns while doing it. So here's to hoping to a much even longer career for Justin Jefferson and breaking even more records, not only for the Minnesota Vikings franchise, but also for the NFL and continuing to build that legacy. Hopefully he's able to finish his career with more than one Lombardi trophy, especially with Minnesota, and potentially an MVP or an Offensive Player of the Year even further down the line. But let us know what you guys have to say about Justin Jefferson. Wishing him a happy birthday. It might be, maybe he sees it throughout circulating the YouTube space. Who knows? But go down, let us know how much you love Justin Jefferson and what he's been able to do to this team and what he's meant to you. Is he better? That's a better question I want to ask you guys. Would you say that Justin Jefferson is better than Randy Moss? Let us know what you guys have to say about that debate down in the comments below. But that's going to take us into our second topic of the day, which is the Rodgers truth. So Jeremy Fowler on ESPN and SportsCenter was saying the reason why the Minnesota Vikings didn't sign Aaron Rodgers and went with McCarthy was because they believe in their 3-year plan, a young quarterback they like on a rookie scale, so they'll be aggressive on the roster around him, and they believe they can win a Super Bowl in the next 3 years with JJ McCarthy under that rookie deal. And I mean, if he's able to win a Super Bowl under that rookie deal, it's going to make them have to back up the Brinks truck to make sure that JJ McCarthy can stay as the Minnesota Vikings franchise quarterback for the next 10 years after that, or even longer. Who knows how long he's got for his career. We never know with these players, but here's to hoping that JJ McCarthy not only spends the rest of his contract in Minnesota with a winning record and potentially a Super Bowl, but also staying in Minnesota after that period. And it goes to show even more so that we kind of knew that the Vikings were going to be heavily invested in McCarthy, making sure that he's the quarterback of the future. They traded up for him for a reason. They went out in free agency as aggressively as they did for a reason. They've been saying the things they've been saying about him as well as his teammates for a reason. And now we have that confirmation where Aaron Rodgers was passed on because they believe in JJ McCarthy, in their plan, and they are sticking to it no matter what pops up. That was what Minnesota almost committed to doing when they let Sam Darnold go, where that 1 year clear flash in the pan where it was like, hey, we could ride with you and potentially have a Kirk Cousins 2.0, or we can trust in what we wanted when we were at the draft and trading up to get JJ McCarthy. And Sam Darnold was just something that happened out of a circumstance where he wasn't exactly planned to be the permanent solution at quarterback, but he filled in perfectly when he needed to. He stepped up. It's almost like Sam Darnold was the stepdad of this team that just needed to step up for a season. And now the big daddy's home and he's ready to make a splash in the regular season with JJ McCarthy, just trying to prove to people why he was selected as high as he was by this Vikings team and why he is a perfect fit for this Vikings team. But it didn't stop there with Jeremy Fowler, as he was told that the Vikings feel like JJ McCarthy on day 9 of these offseason workouts was a lot stronger than on day 1. So that could also play into the Aaron Rodgers situation because he signed just at the start of all these offseason workouts. So it could have been something where Minnesota saw that JJ was getting stronger and getting more towards being ready, where they didn't necessarily have to be as cautious as they were, or as people were saying that they were going to be with JJ McCarthy, and trying to just find a veteran backup that they can confidently plug in there, who is a starting caliber quarterback who will want to be a starter, but in case JJ isn't fully ready. However, seems that is not the case, that JJ McCarthy is fully ready to go and ready to just roll out this season and shut up all the naysayers, including Colin Clownherd, who, if you guys saw our last video, you guys can go and check it out on the channel, or I'll link it at the end of this video. But there was a lot of reports there where Colin Clownherd was saying some things about JJ McCarthy, that he's not strong, he doesn't have any of these things. But Jeremy Fowler was saying the contrary, that coming off that knee issue, they knew that he could start a little slowly, but they like the way that he's throwing the ball. They feel very comfortable with where he's at going into training camp. And with all these things about JJ McCarthy's strength, his health, and everything in between, the Minnesota Vikings, the team, JJ McCarthy himself, and everybody else in this Vikings organization, or anyone surrounding it, whether they're a reporter covering it or anyone on the medical staff or anything like that, they seem confident that JJ McCarthy will be ready to go for this year, ready to hit the ground running, full steam ahead, as if the injury didn't happen. Now, there is going to be some growing pains. There is still going to be some mistakes early on. It's going to happen. He still is, at the end of the day, essentially a rookie quarterback. Yes, he did sit out for his rookie year, but this is going to be his first year playing. So as far as playing, he will be a rookie quarterback, but that mental game is already fortified to the max, with already knowing the ins and outs of this organization to a T, and the playbook, how Kevin O'Connell calls plays, what the atmosphere is like, not only US Bank Stadium, but in some other stadiums around the NFL. So now it's just a matter of just going out there, play ball, have fun. You got the pieces around you, you got the protection. Just go out there, play your game, have fun as if you're a kid again, just playing in the backyard or playing in Pop Warner, and go out there and ball like we brought you here to do. But let us know what you guys have to say about all this down below. What do you guys make about the reason why McCarthy did not, or why Aaron Rodgers was not signed by the Vikings? Why they are choosing to stick with McCarthy? Let us know what you guys have to say about it down below. Are you guys buying it, or are you guys thinking that there's maybe some other reason why they didn't bring in Rodgers? I know a lot of Vikings fans are happy that we didn't ultimately bring in Aaron Rodgers because of all the drama around it, but here's to hoping that we can just go in, pound the Pittsburgh Steelers overseas in that game, and just show Aaron Rodgers that, hey, we didn't need you, and now you're in an even worse situation, and now you're going to regret all the drama that you were causing during the offseason. But that's neither here nor there, and that's something that remains to be seen once the season starts. But let us know what you guys have to say about all this down below. And again, if you guys think that Justin Jefferson or Randy Moss, which one is the better wide receiver of all time and the greatest Vikings wide receiver, let us know about it down in the comments below. But that's going to do it for this episode of Vikings Digest. I've been your host, Griffin. Take care.